thing that we also notice that a lot of that is very rampant is the abuse of church members by religious leaders. So you have all these vulnerable young girls going to their priests or their pastors or whoever the religious leader is, sharing whatever their problem, they can't get pregnant or they cannot find husband or whatever, and then these men just take advantage of.
Do you read this one? The pastor said because the women could not have baby, that he will now sleep with them because his own sperm is kind of like Superman's sperm. Well, that wasn't what he said, but he said if he sleeps with them, they cannot have baby with their husband, but they will conceive. It's different to another level.
He did not say what
maybe another kind of vitamin. So
girls, people really need to be very careful about people that mentors, religious leaders, people that are pretty much older and tend to give you advice, because these people also tend to take, I'm not saying everyone obviously, but you just need to be very, very, very careful about who you put your trust in. I don't see any reason why you should not scream, hold the microphone and go on the altar and scream into the congregation. It's just extremely wrong. And by keeping quiet about it, there are many more people in church that are being abused by these pastors. And it's just...
And bearing in mind, I know that we focused on pastors, but it's not just pastors, imams as well. It's
even
very
priests,
common.
Yes. Yeah, anyone.
It's just you. I know that a lot of parents might think that you're just making it up, but make them hear you. Talk to someone that is well regarded in church, in mosque, so that they can help you and stop this and help other people from falling into the same, should I say, trap?
Trap. Exactly. So what about sexual abuse?
Sexual abuse is something that I feel like is as old as time. It's just, and it keeps happening day in, day out. If it's not the maid, is the cousin. If it's not the cousin, it's the uncle. If it's not the uncle, sometimes it's even your own
father. Yes.
So, or even like your siblings.
Mm-hmm.
So but
I know of a case where a brother raped his sister, same father, same mother. Father raped daughter, and these things happen every day. Like, people act like, oh, you only see it on TV, especially in Nigeria. I don't know. So if maybe your father is abusing you, your uncle is abusing you, and then you tell, maybe your uncle is your mom's brother, you now tell her, and she'll be like, oh, how come tell your dad. Like, at the end of the day, your mom is going to defend her brother. Tell your dad. A lot of people are very embarrassed about these things, and it's not your fault. Like, it has nothing to do with you. You're only a victim.
They are sick. They're the sick ones. Make it known that they're the ones in the wrong.
You're worried that there will be this stigma attached to you. There's this. Trust me, there's nothing worse than keeping it, because it will eat you up inside. It's always best to just let it all out. Like, talk to any and everyone that cares to listen. Yes. I'm not saying that because there's some people that will use your information and try to be mean or hit below the belt with things that you've told them in confidence. But no, try and find someone, at least one person that's your person that you can trust, that you can tell. Nothing better than sharing with at least one person. It really goes a very long way.
Yes, because I feel like there's so many things that are not taught in Nigeria. I feel even like sexual education.
In school,
sexual education. Yeah. My mom was the headmistress of that school before she retired, and she wanted to introduce this, but oh my God, she was like Jezebel. We will now talk all this. Young people will now be telling them about these things. My mom was like, if you don't educate them. Some parents literally, like one of my friends, her mom told her that if a guy touches you like this, you get pregnant. So obviously, if a guy comes to your class and does this, and you're thinking, I'm already going to get pregnant anyway, of course you're going to go into other things, thinking that it doesn't matter what you do. As the moment they touch you, it leads to pregnancy. Education is very, very important.
Even like uncles that come to your house and then they'll come and sit on
my lap.
All these little things. Like, I feel like parents need to tell their even guys as well, because guys get raped by their house girls, they get raped by aunties. But things that a lot of guys don't like saying anything, but
because they feel that it makes them less of a man. But it really doesn't.
Parents, you really need to be very vigilant as well with the type of people that you entrust your kids. Yeah, too. Like, you can't just say any and everyone can be a nanny. You have to be very careful. At least monitor this person for weeks, or I don't know, depending on your time schedule, or have someone that you trust monitor them. You can't just leave this person. Person will come and you hire them one day. One day you're leaving your kid alone with this or the house girl. Nah.
Let's just do our due diligence and make sure that the people that we're giving our kids to, they're not people that are going to abuse them. There are certain things that you can pay attention to that could help you know the kind of person that... Even cameras. Put cameras in your house.
Nanny cams everywhere.
Yeah, put them everywhere. Let's know what exactly is going on with your kids when you're not with them. It's very, very important that we are vigilant about these things. Very important. So, talking about abuse generally and victimizations and things like this, workplace harassment. I don't know. It's just I feel like it is becoming more and more common. I thought that maybe the exposure that a lot of people have would have helped with this, but I really don't think that it has.
No, I don't think so.
I feel like people just because this is something that actually happened, right? This girl, she was I'm not getting the names. She was just doing her own, applied for a job, got the job on her own merit, and this boss, for some reason, just started stalking her. So much so that he followed her to her house and is insinuating coming to come and visit you. And obviously you're like, you even never come because you never find out where I live. And they're like, who's telling you that one? Are you not the one that's living at the corner of such and such where they sell bully and plantain and bully's plantain, right? But that's how like describes your house like you went house hunting together, and then you're thinking, excuse me, so much so that this person wanted to record the boss, but they just thought, again, back to the hush hush. If I record him and I take it to someone higher up, and this guy's just going to talk his way out of it, and then I end up getting fired, and I don't have another job. We all know how, jobs are everywhere in the world. It's not just Nigeria. So you can't afford to lose your paying job. And then you just kind of just keep it all bottled. You kind of just keep it all bottled in because you feel, well, I'll just see how it goes. I'll just endure.
Hopefully it will end.
It will be.
Yeah, I think if more people, if all these HR departments become a lot more serious, like, that's the thing. I feel like there is, and it's not even just that work. So many things. There's no proper regulatory body, so people just get away with so many things. HR is supposed to be in charge of the employees. They're supposed to be able to come to you for any and every concern that they have. Exactly. And then just because they report to manager, you're not even worried about your own job, so you don't want to take it up with any. Like, it's just it's a mess. In general, I just feel like a lot of people, because if we're at work together now, maybe there are 5 of us females and 3 of us have gone through the same thing. Surely, if 3 of us speak up, then I'm almost sure something will be done about it, because then it becomes a liability to the company. Things of the sort.
And that's nothing. Let's be supportive at the workplace. Like, there's strength in numbers. Yep. Let's stick together. Like, females would generally talk to their female bosses about things like this, but sometimes you even find that this female boss that you've spoken to, or this female colleague that you've spoken to, they're even the ones now saying, because you're fine now, you think that is a lie. Because you're fine, you think like that's not beef. Like, some people are fine, some people are not as fine. It's the way of life. Like,
we also need to be we need to try to be less judgmental in general society, because we are very. And when you as a person, when you're very judgmental, it's so hard for you to go to the next person with your problem, because you feel like they would judge you just because of how you've treated them. Yeah. So we need to try to be very understanding of different people's situations. Nobody's perfect. Everybody has some type of issue going on. It's always good to just listen to the person and not judge them.
So let's speak out. There was a program a long time ago. The song just literally came to my head. Speak out. Speak out. Let's speak out against poverty. Let's speak out against something. Like, they kept mentioning things to speak out. Yeah. Like, I think it was on NTA. I mean, I'm not old or anything. I'm just saying that I had this some time ago. But like, it's just, let's just talk about these things, because they actually really matter, and they can just save that next person. You just don't know.
Guys,
it could just be you.
It could save lives. Like,
absolutely.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. hopefully you see another video next week. There will be another video next week, whether you like it or not.
Yes. And I know that this first topic that we've decided to talk about is very hot. And it's like very heavy, but it's just something that we feel very strongly about, and we feel like a change. I mean, Buhari is probably not the best person to coach right now, but change begins with you. And that's just it. If you have any suggestions as to topics that you want us to talk about, and you want us to give our opinions about it, or some, like, we can do some research and stuff like that, and just talk about it, then please feel free to.
We're going to put our email in the description box below. That's how it works. Description box below, and so you can just email us anything you want us to talk about, questions you might have for us, any and everything. Get back to you.
That'll be lovely.
Bye.